Angel, take it away.
So thank you everyone for joining today. We're Shelters on the Block, an NFT impact project trying to help the homeless here in the city of Los Angeles. So we saw a problem. The city of Los Angeles has the highest homeless rate in the US and has the second largest homeless population. The city is facing a humanitarian crisis that has many potential solutions. Specifically, we saw transitional housing as one of those potential solutions to help people transition back into permanent housing, but also keep them out of the streets. Sometimes they prefer that option instead of just a normal homeless shelter. It gives them a place that they can feel like it's like a home. When they live in a homeless shelter, they have to check in at a certain time, they have to leave at a certain time, and it doesn't feel like it's their area and their personal space. One of my partner, Jacob, will go more into detail about the benefits of transitional housing a little bit later on. But we're not just about raising funds. We also want to create a new type of community within the blockchain space, and specifically Cardano. We see Cardano as a community that likes to give back, and also it's a very tight-knit community. So that's why I decided to try to build this project on this blockchain. And so we want to educate the broader public about the solutions that are available for homelessness. In the far future, we plan to expand to partner with other organizations. But as of now, we're partnered with Uncle Dave's Housing. And so our impact NFTs, right now, we are planning to sell a total of 500. And with those proceeds, we will be able to house 16 men in Uncle Dave's Housing, and each of them will get 5 months of housing. And each NFT will have a built-in royalty where 20% of the resale price will go back to Uncle Dave's. So if the NFT resells for $100, 20 of those dollars will go back to Uncle Dave's, and it will be an investment that kind of keeps on giving back. And so some of the utilities that can come with our NFTs is tax deductions. So if you reside in the US, we're going to try to create a system where, since Uncle Dave's Housing is a 501c3 organization, each time you make a donation to them, you can get tax deductions, tax purposes. And we're going to try to create a system where only the initial buyer can receive that benefit. Because if you're buying it on the open market, secondary market, you're kind of getting a resale. So you're not actually directly donating to the organization. But the initial NFT buyer will be able to put down this purchase as a tax deduction. Also, our NFTs will be taken with the classic film camera. Our photographer will create these pictures in his a dark room, or I believe it's called a red light room, and the actual physical film pictures will be sent at the end of the campaign to the current NFT holders. And another cool benefit that we want to give our NFT holders is that in the future, they will get an airdrop, and they will be able to see who is actually being housed thanks to their donation. So the initial NFT, we will take a picture of what we call like the sponsor, and it's usually a success story of someone who's already experienced homelessness and they're transitioned back into permanent housing. So one of the great examples that we have is Mike. He is one of the managers at one of the homes for Uncle Dave's Housing. He experienced homelessness, but now he's a manager, like I said, at one of these homes. He gives guidance to those people coming in and gives them, it points them to the right direction and to the right resources. So these will be the sponsors that we take the initial NFT picture of. And then with that money that we raise for that sponsor, we will provide housing to somebody who's in danger of experiencing homelessness. And we will airdrop these updates to the NFT holder so they can see the benefits of their investment, and they can see who's the person that's actually benefiting from these from these proceeds. I have a video. I'll share that next after Jacob goes into detail for transitional housing.
All right, hello everyone. I'm Jacob, and I'm going to be explaining why we decided for our project to help fund transitional housing and why we viewed it as a viable solution to the homeless crisis. So transitional housing is temporary supportive housing that attempts to help transition people from homelessness back into mainstream society. It achieves this by giving people who are already homeless or those at severe risk of homelessness a place to stay, typically between 6 to 24 months for free or at a heavily subsidized cost. Beyond just giving people a place to stay and they have no place of their own, transitional housing is successful at fighting homelessness for two main reasons. The first reason why many advocates believe in transitional housing is that it offers great peer support and oversight from management. Often in transitional housing, you will have 1 to 2 roommates who are all in a similar mission to get back into mainstream life. And these roommates, along with the house manager, often will hold each other accountable and make sure that everyone does their chores, keeps their room clean, respects one another, and stays sober. These may sound like small tasks to us, but these are important first steps in rebuilding a responsible life. The second reason why transitional housing is a great tool to help those experiencing homelessness is that it offers support programs. Oftentimes, those experiencing homelessness have suffered very traumatic experiences that make housing simply not enough to help them. Many homeless people are ex-convicts, victims of domestic violence and violent crime, have intense drug or alcohol addiction, and they may need a place to live that has programs to support sobriety, that has social workers that visit frequently, and has staff that knows where to send them for medical care and treatment. This additional support goes a long way in preventing people from falling back into homelessness. Because of all the positives of transitional housing, we believe that, along with many experts, that transitional housing is a key part of a successful method to combat homelessness. This method begins with sending those experiencing homelessness into rehab programs. Following the completion of rehab, the next step is to put people into transitional homes that offer shelter, support programs, sobriety, accountability, and jobs programs. Lastly, after some time living in transitional housing, the hope is that you have been able to stay sober and secure a job. The search will then begin for you to find permanent housing. Unfortunately, this last step of finding low-income housing can take years if you're waiting for Section 8, but there are many other low-income housing options available, and hopefully with your newly found income, you can afford a place to live. Next slide.
It's not.
Despite being such a necessity, there's a severe lack of transitional housing in Los Angeles. In all of California, there are only around 16,000 transitional housing beds, despite there being at least 66,000 homeless in LA County alone. Proper transitional homes have been ignored by funding, as a new California policy, Project Roomkey, provides much of the upfront cost for homeless people to stay in temporary housing, but it prioritizes living in hotels. For those who have been housed under Project Roomkey, we have only seen around 10% of them be able to get into transitional homes. And so most participants are housed in hotels, which do not have the oversight, services, and support that homeless people need to get better. This is in large part due to the fact that there are simply not enough beds to help everyone or even a majority of homeless people. In Los Angeles, we received enough funding to temporarily house 15,000 people, yet you've been only able to house 4,200 people in the recent years, as there's not enough space or willing participants to house these people. That is why we hope Shelters on the Block can harness the power of the crypto community and raise significant funds to help our partner Uncle Dave's Transitional Homes to provide those in need with free rent for 5 months and to help Uncle Dave get its brand out to the public and expand. In conclusion, I hope you have all learned a bit more about transitional housing and the importance of our mission here at Shelters on the Block. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Jacob. Now I'll just be sharing a quick video of an interview we've already committed with one of the managers, and he'll be one of the sponsors, Mike. Let me just pull that out.
I don't think we can hear it.
Yeah, so just found out a couple things today. Just let it, have you run this through once because it may not load for one. And then the other thing you want to do is stop share. And then when you go to share screen, make sure you optimize for video clip.
Oh, okay,
And you'll end
perfect.
up. This is what we do as a community. We help each other figure these things out, right?
Yeah, thank you. Let's see if this works better. Let me know how this works. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah. I'm going through rehab and certain programs.
Can you guys hear that? Were you guys able to hear some of that video?
Yeah, just restart it. We
Yeah,
were able to.
got it.
Perfect.
I'm going through rehab and certain programs downtown Los Angeles to get back on my feet. My counselor found a place for me to go called Uncle Dave's Housing. Uncle Dave's Housing has given me stability of, having a roof over my head, being homeless. There was times where I didn't know where to sleep. I didn't feel comfortable sleeping on a sidewalk. Just that mental serenity, of having somewhere to go. I was a sheltered kid. My grandmother did everything for me. I kind of didn't learn how to do things for myself, and down the road in life that hindered me. Living in a transitional home, I would have to learn. I never did my own laundry. I have to do my own laundry in transitional living. I have to cook for myself in transitional living. And being cordial to others, instead of being so selfish, out on the streets, being homeless, that's all you think about is yourself. It helped me so much, having the stability of somewhere to go at night, the interaction with other people, just a hi, hey, how you doing? Hey, Mike, you the new guy, okay, yeah, nice to meet you. Transitional living, I didn't know anything about it myself, so I don't have much, but what I have is mine, and it's because of Uncle Dave's Housing.
Thank you guys for listening in. Now we'll just open it up to the people here. If anybody has any questions, any feedback, we'd love to hear feedback. Maybe there's different approaches that you guys can better help us out. So yeah, I'll open up the floor.
I don't mind jumping in straight away. First of all, I think it's a fantastic, commendable thing you're doing. We all know the levels of homelessness in certain cities, especially in where you are in LA. So fantastic on that sense. Do you have kind of, I don't want to say backing, but do you have kind of a collaboration with the local governments? I might have missed that part when I was filling up my my pot of tea, but is that kind of a direct link to the local agencies?
No, so what we have a direct link with is actual organizations that are directly helping out. So right now we are partnered with Uncle Dave's Housing, and they're a 501c3 organization. So they're like a nonprofit registered company. They provide transitional housing, and they work in conjunction with some of the city government to get funding for their organization. But they do like, there's different forms of transitional housing. Before we were partners with Friends Helping Friends LA, and which they provided free housing. But Uncle Dave's Housing, they provide housing at low cost, $600 a month. But so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get rid of that cost by the funds that we were able to raise through this project. So the way, like at least the way Shelters on the Block is aimed to work is we're going to go directly to these different types of organizations and partner with them. And then right now we're focusing on transitional housing. But like I said in the presentation, in the far future, we want to expand it to maybe perhaps like drug rehab organizations. Because like we mentioned, the homeless crisis is multifaceted. There's a lot of different solutions. The way we house, the programs that they have, like the rehab programs, the different styles of shelter. So we just want to explore all that and also educate the broader community about these different types of solutions.
Fantastic. And have you guys applied for Fund 9? Do you have proposals in? Or...
Yes, we do. We have, we're under.
Somebody just dropped it in the link for you.
Look at that. Time
Oh,
to...
yeah.
Copied and pasted off of our slide deck.
Perfect.
Including the YouTube video that you sent in, or at least I found, maybe, I don't know where I found it. But yeah, it gives his presentation on there. I'm looking at this and going, okay, what's in it for Cardano for climate? You know, I'm thinking about this because you're, you know, creating a template like this, you can put it in for anything. It's basically a fundraising model that we could use for any project. It could be the honeybees. Well, the honeybees, for example, like this morning. But if we can create these templates open source that other people can use, this whole idea of having an airdrop to update the NFTs, that's fascinating to me. I didn't know that you could actually add anything to an NFT until recently. Who's doing your NFTs for you? How are you creating those?
So that's what we're actually applying for the fund, because most of the work that we've done, we've been able to do it ourselves, the videos, the website. But the thing we actually need funding for is so we can hire someone is a smart contract developer, a developer on Cardano. So that's something which most of our funding is going to go towards.
So check, in the meantime, check in with Cardano Trees. I'll look up the link for you. The name, his name's is slipping my mind at the moment. But I know he makes these NFTs, amazing NFTs, and they actually, you can add layers to them over time. He actually teaches them, teaches people how to do them. So, you know, in the meantime, whether or not you get funding, there's always this way forward, a plan B.
Is that those NFTs where the tree grows over time?
Yes.
Okay,
do you know who it is?
I don't know who that person is personally, but that's the project that motivated me to build on Cardano, because I saw, like, you don't see these type of projects on like different blockchains. Like, you don't see these type of projects on Solana or on Ethereum that are so focused on giving back. Some projects, like, some of their proceeds go to charities, but nothing like this where it's like most of the proceeds or all the proceeds. And so, yeah, seeing that tree one, that's the.
So this maybe circles back, because I know at the Cardano Summit, they had the Veritree project, and I'm mad that can't remember his name at the moment, but Cardano Trees is the one that linked up with them and provided the NFTs that allowed this. The intention was to the carbon footprint of Cardano to cover it 4 times. So did you know about that, Veritree, that initiative?
No, I did not.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of connections that maybe you need to make. Carbon neutral Cardano is one of them. They help figure out the carbon footprint. Their SPOs. I'm going to go look this guy up right now because it's bugging me that I don't remember his name, because he's such a cool dude.
Sorry, Melanie, to interrupt you, but yeah, Angel and Jacob, great presentation. As I said at the start, I think it's a very worthwhile cause. And part of what we're doing, not to dwell on that at all, but we're bringing utility to NFTs, and this is something completely different, which is far more meaningful, arguably, than a lot of other projects that are utilizing the NFT. So I'll certainly be keeping an eye out on your progress, and best of luck with your proposal.
Thank you.
So Ben, what are you doing? Tell us more.
Are you sure? Like, it's your
Sorry, I just jumped in. Angel, it's your show.
No, yeah, I definitely want to hear about. I think you're a proposer too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm one of the co-founders of Tangent. We call ourselves the Radical Art and Finance Project, building exclusively on Cardano. And yeah, kind of linking back to what I just said about bringing utility to NFTs. So a lot of people, as you're probably aware, would just see it as a JPEG, something you can copy and paste, but obviously there's far many more things that we can do with that. So what we are in the process of creating is a NFT farming platform. So users who purchase multiple NFTs can come over to our dashboard and stake them in a aesthetically pleasing platform, and then they can generate yield returns just by locking them up. And we're collaborating with a Japanese bohemian artist called Quartz, who has made a 12-part series to honor the developers and visionaries of Cardano. And yeah, they're hand-drawn pieces. They've got kind of like enigmas and hidden codes within. So that's one side of our utility. But the other side, which is kind of more exciting and certainly more long-term, is the kind of NFT launchpad. So we want to tokenize real-world assets. So, for example, the first run we've agreed with an international brewery to create a run on an alcohol-free beer, which users, when they purchase the NFT, they'll then be able to redeem it within our platform, and then we will take that out of circulation, burn it, and then we'll send it over to them, so they get the physical asset wherever they are in the world, just to kind of merge this whole kind of like it's just a JPEG. Well, actually, we're going to send you something physical, and then yeah, we've got a DAO hopefully coming up as well, and the community will decide on the different art pieces, etc. So yeah, sorry to
no, it's very interesting stuff. Very, very cool. Do you mind me asking about the staking? Like, how's that going to work?
Yeah, so this is the thing. Cardano has, I don't want to say limitations at the moment, but at the time, the kind of software and the information there at the moment is emerging. So yeah, part of what we're obviously applying for is funding for, similar to yourselves, for some tech-savvy coders to help code this. We already have a team of 7. But yeah, so like I said, it's smart contract based. Users will be able to stake their NFTs side by side and see them move in 3D, and then yeah, they'll generate rewards in our native token Tang.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, I'll definitely be keeping up with your project too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Damian, I think that's his name, if I'm not mistaken, came to meet. Fede's also
Cardano Trees.
Yeah. Quite a busy fellow. He also helped work with us on an NFT. When you were talking about artists, we worked with Shlomo Cohen. He is this incredible artist, also a diver. I think he's about 72, and he's seen the oceans degrade. And he's created some incredible, impactful artwork. And we, through Cardano for Climate, we released one NFT. But it's something, that whether it's ocean cleanup, homelessness, honeybees, supporting hot sauce, someone doing small craft beer, local food boxes, whatever it might be, there's a lot of potential that we can use NFTs for, and hopefully we'll flip it, because right now the NFTs unfortunately are getting a bad rap. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And also the something else that is in our pipeline that we propose for as well is there's so many emerging digital artists. We want to support their growth as well. So yeah, a part of our thing is an East Asia Artistic Grants scheme where artists will come to our community and showcase some of their artwork, and then the community will vote through a DAO on which artists we will fund internally. So I call it a mini kind of catalyst version, but obviously for us and for digital artists, which is pretty cool. And we can fund them with graphic cards or whatever they specifically need and can justify.
You mentioned cartoons of Charles.
And I won't quite call it cartoons. It's hand sketched.
Yeah, Shlomo's done a series for Charles too. But you take a look at his work, and it's going to blow you away. And this is the
yeah, absolutely
Apocalypsia collection. Yeah.
Then
just above that, I posted our artist Quirts as well, his website, which it's got a few little sneaky peeks in there to show you what he has planned. I'm just looking at Shlomo stuff now. Fantastic. Cartoon Ada, nice.
Man, is your platform gonna, so you're saying the DAO system is gonna be based on like tokens or like an NFT holder?
Yeah, maybe I could just pass over to Clint, who's one of the other co-founders. He can jump in and
Oh, nice.
explain better way. Good timing, Clint.
No problem. Yeah, it's basically backed by a governance token. So there'll be a governance token, and that'll be the voting mechanism for the DAO.
Awesome. Okay.
But one of the things we're really excited about is this NFT launchpad that we're building for redeemable NFTs, like trying to bring like a real world utility for NFTs. So what I mean by redeemable NFT is an NFT that's backed one-to-one by like a real asset in the world or real item. So that can be anything, but the quickest way I can pitch it to you is it's like Groupon, but with NFTs. Yeah.
I could definitely see some future here happening with our project. Yeah, because we're planning to do like for each NFT, obviously there's going to be an airdrop NFT that will be an update, but in the future we want to actually ship to the NFT holder an actual film picture of the NFT itself, because our NFTs are going to be pictures of the sponsors and then the residents at the homes. And we actually want to provide a physical form of that picture too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it'll be like kind of like what you're saying, like a one-to-one correlation.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's redeemable. So do you have a website, Angel?
Yeah. Let me drop.
I'm gonna shoot into another breakout room. Lovely to meet you all, guys, and best of luck.
I just put the
It's
website in the chat.
Tangent's moving in here. Sydney's here too, taking over an event.
Hey, Sydney.
Doing the round.
Tangent's a big fan.
Awesome.
Jacob, you dropping the link down below?
Yeah, I dropped the link.
Thanks, guys. I'll check that out. That sounds really cool. What kind of medium will you use for printing the NFT then?
Like the physical form one?
Yeah, the physical form one, sorry.
So yeah, so one of our partners is he's a photographer, and he's gonna produce the pictures in like a red room and everything. To
Nice.
make the actual pictures, he's actually gonna take the pictures with like a film camera. I think it's a 1980s film camera, and yeah, he'll create the pictures in like a red room, and it'll be like handmade. And so it's kind of going to go from a film picture, it's going to be scanned, turned into an NFT, but that NFT will also be printed in a red room in an actual physical form.
Well, that's awesome. That's very
Yeah,
cool.
I have some like prototype examples. I'll actually pull them up. They were in the presentation we were doing earlier.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so this is kind of like our vision of the what the NFT will look like. The picture that was taken here was taken with the film camera. We'll give it a backdrop to make it kind of look like a Polaroid, kind of give it that film classic look. And then the actual film picture, that's what we want to deliver to the NFT holders so they can have a physical form of it. And then eventually also the airdrop picture, we want to do that too.
That's awesome. That's very cool, man. I like that. I like that concept as well, having like some real world utility for the NFTs, right? It gives some people something tangible they can use.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm seeing that too. There was a different project. I was in a presentation with them too. It's called the Honeybees project, and it's also, I'm seeing a lot of this come up where each NFT is kind of actually correlated with like a real world, like tangible kind of benefit. The honeybees, for example, like each NFT that you buy for that project is like supporting like a honeybee colony or something like that. So it's correlated to something like in the real world.
That's a beautiful concept, right? For sustainability, you know, and like honeybees, you know, there's been mass collapse of honeybees in the wild before. So
Yeah.
something that's sustainable and can, you know, it's pretty cool. For our NFT launchpad, we partnered with a drinks company already, and we're going to do a tokenized beer offering with the drinks company. So we'll launch like I think it's 5,000 bottles or 5,000 cans of non-alcoholic beer that are backed 1-to-1, and then people can buy them, the NFTs, and they can trade them obviously in the NFT marketplaces on Cardano already, the existing ones, and even on Sunday Swap. And then when they want to redeem it, they go back to our DApp and they deposit the token into the DApp. We burn the token, take it out of supply, and then we give their shipping information to the multinational drinks company, a company called Guilo Beer, and they'll send them the actual beer by like DHL, like by a courier, express courier. So that's how the redeemable side becomes. And then obviously we burn the token and take it out of supply. But then what we also do is we give them another NFT that is like a certificate of ownership. That's like a certificate of authenticity to prove it's the real authentic beer that was sold in the token sale, you know, like the 1 of 5,000 limited edition beer run. But yeah, we're doing it for a company called Guilo Beer. So we partnered with them for the first offering. And yeah, it's non-alcoholic, just because it was going to be, it's a bit of a headache actually shipping alcohol around the world. It's a lot easier if it's non-alcoholic. So
it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool that you guys are actually like taking on some of those things, like when like those things that you talked about, like what blockchain can do. It's like actually starting to come to life. Like when I first got into learning about blockchain, like some of the things I would hear is like you can trace like you can track authenticity through like NFTs, and that seemed like far in the future, and like it's actually happening now. Like you're able to authenticate that this shipment that you're actually getting is like part of the authentic drop through an NFT. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, exactly. You know, as being a certificate of authenticity, NFTs are really great for doing that purpose, which is pretty cool. What we'll actually do is the initial token for the beer that you buy in the launchpad, it will actually be like a fungible token. So that will be you'll be able to trade that later on like Sunday Swap. The reason we're doing that is so that there's more liquidity. Because if it was just an NFT, then it can be traded on like CNFT or NFT Maker, but then it's there's not that much liquidity always with NFTs. So it'll actually be a fungible token that can be traded on Sunday Swap, and then when you redeem it, you get you get the NFT that's a certificate of ownership. But people will also get a second NFT for joining the sale. So in the end, you'll end up with 2 NFTs. If you know, the first NFT will be just to say you joined the initial token offering, and then the second NFT will be when you redeem the drink, and that's just a certificate of ownership. So you get 2 NFTs in the end. So that's the way we're setting the mechanic there for the redemption. But yeah, I hope it becomes more of like a Groupon for redeeming NFTs. That'd be pretty cool. And if we can partner with some more cool enterprises to tokenize their products, or like eventually, you know, open it up to the community and let people do their own NFT offerings on there. Like we could partner with you. That'd be awesome. And then you can launch like a special edition, limited edition NFT run on there. That'd be really cool.
What category are you guys applying for on the Project Catalyst?
We've done it in DApps, the DApps one.
DApps. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll definitely be keeping up to date with your guys' project.
Oh, thanks. Please do. Yeah. Yeah, I'll bookmark your website as well, man. This is very cool.
Yeah. Do you want to drop some of your? Do you guys have a Twitter, some social? Drop it in the chat so that I can also keep it for myself.
Yeah, totally.
gonna go ahead and stop the recording.